They feel pretty lightweight though, and they're pretty comfy. But I think these are a little bit better looking though than the AG Whales. I just kind of like the look a little bit better. All right, I think we're ready for this one. Good day to you all. We've got another one from the 361sport.com website. It's a Chinese company website product. It's the same place where the AG Whales came from. So this is the what is this? The Joker? What is this thing? Joker Cyber, and I got it in a bit of a hidden colorway, the purple rime, which doesn't show up on their website unless you click on the celestial gray, which is kind of peculiar. Otherwise it doesn't show up, so it kind of felt like it was a hidden color. I recorded some screen footage of that. I'll overlay it right here so you can see the hidden colorway. So I was going to order another one of the AG Whales, which would have been the third one. I still have to upload the second one. The second ones didn't fit either. But I figured I would try out these Jokers because I wanted to try them, and especially when that purple colorway popped up, I was like, all right, we got to do these. We got to do these. And I had a viewer that requested them since then too, so it works out. So technically they're viewer requested, even though I picked them up before the request was made. And I went with a 10.5. And I think that was wise because I see a 45 there. I'm guessing that's the European sizing. So I had tried the 11s with the AG Whale initially, and they were too big, too clunky. And then when I bought them the second time in the Black Matter, I still have to edit that footage. I got them in a 10 because I had them on Amazon. So I figured based on those two fails that 10.5 was the correct sizing for the AG Whales. And since these are pretty much from the same designer / company, that the sizing would be relative between them all. So with all that being said, I went with the 10.5 in these, hoping that it would be the proper size. So we will find out in a minute. But these are very similar to the AG Whale 2s. They have a drop-in sole, which is a different foam than the outer shell. So let me read there's just a little bit of a write-up on these. I'll read real quick and then we'll take a look at them in hand. So this is the Joker Cyber purple rime, and they retail for $59 at the moment. And I ordered these 3 weeks ago, and they were $59 then too. So the tariffs haven't impacted these yet. All right, Nikola Jokic's first lifestyle sneaker. Sorry if that was pronounced horribly. I'm not familiar with the basketball player. Featuring the Energy N40 midsole for better cushioning, more comfort, easier cleaning, and odor resistance. Quick foam light structure provides great support and responsiveness. So those are the two same foams that the AG Whale was using. It was using the ENRG-N40 midsole and the Quick Foam Light EVA outsole. So same components as the AG Whale 2, I think just a different design. And I think that's everything. The midsole, equipped with Energy N40 technology, provides better softness, less pressure, and all-day comfort for standing, walking, or running. Superior support and responsiveness. The Quick Foam Light structure enhances comfort and support around feet, providing great responsiveness. Sorry, kind of fat-tongued it there. Drop-in midsole. The midsole can be taken out of the slide for easier cleaning with water, which makes it odor-free in summer. So it's not really odor-free, it just allows you to wash the insole. Outstanding design. Versatile design is suitable for water play activities, daily outfit, and casual outings. Should we write a review? Say das gut! Exclamation point. I'll wait until I'll wait until we do the review, and then I'll upload that review. All right, let's take a look at them in hand. So I'm kind of digging the purple. That's partly why I snagged them. I was like, that purple is kind of fire. Not gonna lie, it's like a sherbert, like a purple sherbert, like a raspberry sherbert. So we've got these giant cuts in the side, these big ventilation holes in the side. We got a little bit of skin. It's not super clean cut, but it's not too bad though. Kind of got a standard outsole. There's our 361 degrees. There's our injection point. Not too much of a scab, it's pretty clean. Got just kind of a standard step type of tread pattern. That's very clean. Same thing with the heel part. This is unique. This little clip, I guess you could say. I don't think it comes off. I think it's glued on. But I think it's more just for looks than anything. I don't think it's providing any addition to the function of it. And it's a hard plastic. So you know how the AG Whale has that big coin type thing on the side? I think this is relative to that. It's just like a hard plastic accent. So I actually like this better than the giant circle emblem on the side of the AG Whales. Winning is a lifestyle, it says. And then there's an H and a couple triangular symbols. I don't know what those mean. But there's a little bit of a, kind of almost like a brush stroke, it looks like. It's not so much of a marbling as it is just kind of like a brush stroke, which is different. It's different. I almost got like those cream marbled ones, like I got the AG Whales initially, because I really like that. It's almost like a caramel marbling, but when I found the hidden colorway, I had to get it. And I'm glad. I kind of like this. I like this color. I like how these look. And I'm wondering if that's the sizing too, the 45. So there's a little bit of a design too, you can see on the inside of that plastic insert. So these are pretty cool. We've got a little bit of a tapered toe to it, but it's still kind of squared off at the very end, but it tapers a little bit on the sides. So let's see if we can get a look at the shape of the ergonomic footbed. Get a look at the ergos. It doesn't look too prominent. There's a little bit of an arch support, a little bit of a plateau for the heel. It dips back down for the front of the foot a little bit. So it's pretty standard ergonomic design of the footbed. And that's kind of how the AG Whale was too. It wasn't super prominent ergo. So these look like a little smaller of a cavity than the AG Whales. They're not as bulbous on the front. The AG Whales were really bulbous, like the foam runner. So these seem like they're a little more of a streamlined design, maybe not as wide. We've got some serial numbers and stuff on the bottom. And there's the 45 again, the sizing. So I think the 10.5s were the way to go. I think that was the proper sizing for my foot. So, and then there's the Energy insole. This is the same type of design motif that is on this strip here. It's repeated on the insole. So it's kind of cool. I like it. It's a little illustrative. It's it kind of makes me think of like a jungle foliage almost, like flowers and leaves and stuff, but kind of semi-abstract. So it looks pretty cool. Got a nice little heel cup to it. So we can actually get a better look at the ergonomics by just looking at the midsole right here. So you can see it's relatively flat. There's a little bit of an arch right there where this little N40 thing is. But other than that, it's not too bad. It's not too aggressive, but it's not completely flat either. So, all right, let's put them back together and throw them on foot. One thing I like about these versus the AG wheels is there's not the huge lock-in lug on the bottom with the massive hole. And also on the side with that, that big medallion lock-in. So I think these are a better design than the AG wheels. So let's see how they fit. All right, let's see if I got the sizing right on these. If the sizing is right, I want to keep them. Oh, they're a little small. They are a little small. They're not bad. I think it's just because of the toe being tapered. Like if you look at them compared to the Skechers, see it's kind of got like a dress shoe toe to them. So it's not bad. Like on the toe end, it's just on the side here. Where my toes are, they're kind of against the side. But other than that, like the sizing is kind of right. But I probably could have gone up to an 11 in these since they aren't as giant as the AG whales. So, I mean, it's right there. It's not too bad. They are a little small though. I do kind of wish I got an 11. This is the most difficult brand to get sizing right with. I swear. You know, I thought based on the sizing of the AG whales that it would transfer over to these. And it does a little bit, but they're smaller. These run a little smaller than the AG whales. So, I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll probably send these back though, just because. But I kind of want to get them again in an 11. Just because these are pretty good. All right, let's walk in them and get some more impressions. Let me try to tuck these. Yeah, this has been the most difficult brand to get the sizing with. This is my third pair from 361 Sport, and so far the sizing has been wrong with every single one of them. This is the closest though. These are the closest because the whales were just awful in terms of the fit. They were so huge, and then when I went down to a 10, they were small. These fit like the AG Whale 10s, being a 10.5. So something to keep in mind, just with that tapered toe, you're getting a smaller fit than with the whales. So I should have went with an 11 in these, because even the heel's a little snug just because of that insole. Like they just feel a little small. I've got enough room in the heel, but it's like right there. So the comfort's okay with these. They're relatively soft. The arch isn't very prominent. I'm not getting enough arch support with these. They are pretty narrow of a shoe. I kind of feel like the width is kind of maxed out with my foot. I kind of am wishing for a little more width. That's one thing that the whales had over these, is they were a little wider. So I do like how these look though. They're pretty clean. And I think that little like hook, or that plastic bracket on the back, is to help keep the heel from expanding out as you step down. I think it's kind of a structural thing to help keep the foot locked in, keep the heel locked in a little bit. So these look cool. I like the purple. I just can't get the fit right with this brand, man. I'm getting irritated at this point. You know, when you buy 3 different shoes from a company and all 3 of them fit differently, it gets a little discouraging. So let's get some down low footage. And again, like if it didn't taper, it would probably be good, but I'm getting pressure right here, right where it starts to taper. My toes are right there. And then I've got maybe 1/8 of an inch on the big toe. I'm right there with the big toe. So these run smaller than the AG wheels. So I would go just a half size down your normal size. So I usually wear an 11.5. My foot length is 11.3 inches. I often go up to 12s with a lot of shoes. And I think the 11s in these would be the perfect size. So sizing recommendation for the Joker, the Cyber Jokers, is just a half size down. But there really isn't any, there's not a lot of, here, let me go down with the action shot. All right, so there's not a lot of heel rise you can see. That top part comes back far enough on the foot to where it really locks you in. So these don't feel like super small. They're just, I just wish I had a little more wiggle room. I wish I had a little more toe space. So I think a half size up would be perfect. Because what's happening is, all right, since my toes are right up against that wall there, it's when I walk, it's kind of sliding my heel back a little bit. And then I'm hitting that top edge of the outer EVA. So they're kind of like wanting to slide off my feet a little bit. Just because I don't have enough width up in the toe box with it being tapered. So I will probably send these back. This will be my my third 361 Sport to try and to return. But I think these are a little bit better looking though than the AG wheels. I just kind of like the look a little bit better. They don't really want to fold and flex on foot as I walk. They just kind of retain their form. Even though that outer EVA isn't that firm, I'm just not getting much flex to them. They feel pretty lightweight though, and they're pretty comfy. I don't know how the breathability would be. Those holes in the side are pretty big. They might allow enough ventilation since there isn't anything in the top on these as far as like ventilation holes, you know. But them being a mule design too, it's not like you're fully encased. So I don't know how warm these would be long term on foot. So, but yeah, they're good. I like them. I like how they look. I can't get the sizing right with this brand, with this 361 Sport brand. So I don't know if something's getting lost in translation between like the actual sizes. These do run more true to size than the AG wheels, though. I got to give them that much. But it's frustrating when you base your sizing off of another product from the same company and then it's completely different. It doesn't really give you much consistency from one design to the other in terms of the fit and the sizing, you know, especially as close as these are to the AG wheels. So that's a little frustrating. But other than that, I like these. I recommend them. I would just go just a half size down from your true to size though. But I think that's about it as far as everything that comes to mind. Another one I'm kind of bummed on, I didn't get the sizing right. That's the biggest challenge with these foam shoes, man, is the sizing. So I think that's all I have to say about these Jokers. I like them. Again, I just didn't get the sizing right with this 361 Sport brand, and it's getting frustrating, but at least I know now. So AG Whale 2s, one full size down. Cyber Jokers, half size down. That's my sizing recommendation from the experience with this 361 Sport brand, but these are pretty good. They're pretty soft. The ergonomics are rather flat. I feel like I've got a little bit of a void where the arch is. I've got that center Adidas pocket that's kind of voided, or a void. It's not voided, that's different. I better correct myself before someone else does. But yeah, these are pretty good though. Had I gotten a size up, I probably would keep them, but since these are a little snug, I'm gonna send them back. What can you do? Trial and error, you know? But hopefully this is educational towards other people that are looking at purchasing these shoes. Now you have a little more sizing reference. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below on your experience with the Cyber Jokers. And I think that's everything. Yep. All right, cheers. See ya. Thank you. Bye.